is the real you?
I don't really know myself. Hey, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Velo, like Halo with a V. I am about to graduate law school, and so I thought it would be fun to go to the Harvard Innovation Lab and do a little talk show with my lovely guest.
Hi, I'm Seun Matiluko, and I'm an LLM student at Harvard Law School.
So let's get into it. We're gonna get to do some activities to get to know each other.
Everyone is obsessed with their star signs nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So what is your star
I'm
sign?
an Aries, fiery, passionate.
Do you believe in all that stuff though? Because I remember when I was younger, you would read, like, in the UK we had Ms. magazine or like even a Teen Vogue, and your horoscope would be like, oh, if you're a Taurus, one day your prince will come. It'll be like something very like vague and like nondescript. But now someone's like, oh, he's a serial killer, it's because he's an Aries.
Yes.
Like, people like pathologize people based on their star sign. And I wonder where this has all come from.
Yeah, I think I believe in it when it says what I want to hear, you know. So, but when it doesn't, I'm like, you just. But it's your star sign.
I'm a Virgo.
Oh.
It's like, it could be a sort of confirmation bias thing, because if you read descriptions of Virgos, I guess I fit into the description, but I don't know. Sorry, don't come for me. I don't know if I really believe in all that stuff. What's your favorite color, Velo?
Probably green, because
see.
like nature, my eyes are green.
I see. I'm a pink. I'm not wearing any pink today, but my favorite color is pink.
Oh.
I don't know if it's because I'm doubling down on a stereotype or whether I actually like the color, but or as in like whether I came to this like on my own rather than it being imposed on me because I'm a girl. But I like pink.
Yeah.
I'm a pink girl, I'm a girly girl, even though I don't look like one today. So talk us through your name. What is your full name and why?
So my name is Velo Vincent. It's hyphenated, so that's my first name. Pascal is my middle name, and then Van Houten is my last name. And so Velo, you might be like, isn't that French for bicycle? And you would be correct.
My mother had wheels, she'll be a bicycle. Have you ever seen that meme?
No.
No? Okay. we'll insert it in the video.
You know what I mean?
If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. You know what? You know.
So you're named after a bike?
Yeah, so everyone in the Netherlands, you know, rides bikes everywhere, and then dash Vincent. And so if I didn't like Velo, I could go by Vincent.
Okay, Vinny.
Vinny, VV, triple V. He's rearranged the letters of my first name. It spells love, so VELO, LOVE. Yeah. And then my last name is Van Houten, which means to keep or to hold or to love in Dutch. So, you know, it's kind of like love mix. But tell us about your name.
So my full name is Seun Matiluko. It's a Yoruba name. Yoruba people are predominantly found in West Africa, particularly in Nigeria. My parents come from Nigeria, but as you can tell from my accent, I was born and raised in the UK, and my parents decided to give me a name that most English people find difficult to pronounce. But Oluwaseun means we give thanks to God, or thank you God, because they were excited that I was alive, I guess, that I was born. And Matiluko means don't leave the city. So I don't know if we've broken some sort of prophecy because we've long left our ancestral homeland. But yeah, that's my name, Oluwaseun Matiluko.
Wait, that's so cool. So we have love and we have
God, and not leaving places, but we've left, so hopefully, I feel like good things have happened since we've left. But speaking of leaving, actually, so you're originally from the Netherlands, so what brings you to the States?
Yeah, so I'm not honestly quite sure. So growing up, I moved almost every 9 months of my life. So I was born in London, so you know, we both have the UK.
Shout out Britain. And so did you do high school in the Netherlands, or like how long have you been in the US?
For high school.
Okay.
And so I went to California, and yeah, finally settled down and got to, you know, stay at the same school now. We're at HLS. I would love to, you know, learn more about how you grew up and everything. Like, tell us about that.
So I grew up in the UK. So as I said, my parents came from Nigeria in the late 80s, early 90s, and then had me later. And I grew up in the UK, and I did most of my schooling in the UK, and I decided to come to the US because I was interested in the opportunities to study a variety of subjects here. I think I was just saying the other day that I would have loved to come to the US for undergrad because it's so great to be able to study so many different courses, like from like screenwriting to poetry to pre-law to chemistry. Like, it just feels like the world is your oyster in the US. And I think in the British education system, we have a system such that you have to choose precisely what you want to be by the age of 18. And I think at least my perception of the US, maybe it's wrong, is that you have more choice even when you enter university, and it's only later when you specialize. And I think that's great. So I came here for the breadth and variety, really, and I've enjoyed it so far. Sad to be leaving.
Well, hopefully, you know, maybe we'll both end up in New York and get to stay.
Maybe New York Minute. Have you ever seen that Mary Kay and Ashley film, New York Minute?
No,
I'm just pulling all these obscure references that nobody knows. But that's my reference for New York. Also, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Lindsay Lohan, when she gets on the train. I'm thinking of it because I was procrastinating the other day, and I was watching all of these reunions online. There was like a Mean Girls reunion, a Legally Blonde reunion, Father of the Bride reunion, and I think that sparked a memory about Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen as well in my head.
Interesting.
In fact, what was your favourite film growing up?
The Rescuers, those little
The mice?
the mice, yeah.
So what would you say your favourite film of all time though is?
I think Phoebe in Wonderland. She is basically this girl at school that, you know, everyone is not very nice to. She finds herself through auditioning for the school play. Do you have a favorite film?
When I asked you the question, I knew you were going to turn it around on me, and I don't know if I have an answer. There's one time when I probably would have said Speed Racer, but I don't know. I don't think, objectively, it's not a good film. It's got terrible reviews, but I think I liked the colours, the bright colours of it, and then when I watched it when I was a child, I guess I just enjoyed the energy of it. But actually, I think now that I think about it, probably my favourite film is Clueless. I love the world that they build in Clueless, and I love the fashion. And it's just something you can watch over and over again. It's the first film I paid for on iTunes, although I'm not sure if you would purchase it on Apple TV now or something.
I wonder if anyone's watching now and it's like, what is iTunes? Like, you don't put it on Apple TV.
Even I was talking with a friend the other day about how we moved from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray. That was going to be the next big thing. And now our computers don't even have DVD slots.
They don't even have SIM card slots. As we found out trying to put this together, we're using the phone now in the media studio.
The world is changing.
Yeah, and the metaverse. We walked in, they had like a metaverse symposium thing.
Do you feel like maybe when you're 90 you'll be uploaded into the cloud or something?
Hopefully. I mean, they can do a few improvements. It's also, crazy to think about, cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, I don't even understand what that is. Yeah. I need to research it, as well as NFTs. I don't know what they are. I know that loads of celebrities want me to invest in NFTs, but I don't know what they are. It's kind of like how people on the internet used to make fun of how people made money via YouTube or Instagram and now TikTok, is that people are confused, I think, about how is it that I think there was this one guy who made like 6 figures by making images, like selfies of himself, into NFTs. And so people are like, well, this doesn't really make a lot of sense. We have to go to school for 10 million years to gain money, but these people just wake up one day and now they're rich on the internet. It's a brave new world we're entering.
Yeah, it really is. And speaking of new worlds, what do you think is in store for your new worlds after law school? I know you said you wanted to be a legal correspondent.
Yeah. I think maybe I'm unsure at the moment. I think maybe some sort of journalism is in my immediate future, or public policy work. And I think what's been great about my experience at HLS, at Harvard Law School, has been that I've been able to do a lot of courses focusing on race, justice and policy. So I think I hopefully will be well equipped to do any one of those jobs. But you are doing a more traditional law firm route, right?
Yeah, so I'll be working at a law firm, and I really don't know what I'm doing yet, but intellectual property is my number one, and so we'll see what happens.
Interesting. But I think what's interesting is that you're also quite creatively minded as well outside of the law, because I guess we met through Parody, right? Do you want to explain what Parody is?
Parody is the annual Harvard Law School play. It has been running now for 62 years.
Wow.
And it's really cool because every aspect of it is student made. So we met on the writer's room, and so basically there's like an application process, and then certain writers are selected and they work together over the fall semester to write the play. Then January term, which is our winter term, is kind of when we finalize all the details.
Or what they say, J-term.
J-term, as the cool kids say. Then the play itself, it's acted by students, directed by students. They make the props, they make the stage sets, they do the lighting, they do the dancing, choreographing, everything.
It's like you have another job in law school, and the writing never stopped, because we did, I think so in fall, we did so many, I feel like we did like a Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi type training process. We each wrote a script a week, right, or like a scene a week in fall, just of anything that came to mind, and then from all of those ideas in J term we like hunkered down and every single day spent it trying to draft like a proper script based on the ideas we developed in fall to produce the final play that will come about in spring. So it was a very long process, but I think with great rewards. Another thing is the writers all have different senses of humor. So some people will like inject their own sense of humor into the script, and then sometimes the actors won't really understand the joke, but the writers' room will appreciate the good with the joke.
Yes.
So that's always fun, and I think that's something also interesting, because when I came to HLS as an LLM student, I didn't realise until a couple of weeks that there were avenues for being creative inside law school. I do some spoken word poetry. I've been writing poems for a long time. I've been writing poetry since childhood, but I think over the pandemic I'm not sure what happened. I guess I was contemplating my own mortality, and I realised that I should apply to competitions and put myself out there. And so I applied to a number of competitions run by organisations in the UK, spoken word and poetry charities in the UK. And one of these resulted in me writing a poem about climate change. Well, I think at this point I've written 2 poems about climate change, one for a programme called the BBC Words First programme, one for another programme. And I guess some people liked one of my poems on climate change. And for Earth Week, so the week just gone, the 18th of April to the 22nd of April, London Bridge Station in the UK wanted to publicise some of these poems about climate change for Earth Week, and so my poems were everywhere on London Bridge. I didn't get to see it, but my friends and family went down in the UK to go and take pictures and take videos and show me what it was like, which is really, really cool, because I've done work previously in London and been through London Bridge Station, and so many people go through that station every single day. So it's amazing, like where I once commuted, my face is there along with my words, which is pretty cool. And I'm wondering, what has your experience now been like for 3 years at HLS? Do you feel like there have been outlets for creativity?
My first year, there was not a single outlet because, I mean, I did do the
You were hitting the
YouTube
books.
channel, but
Yeah.
they petitioned to make us take more units than the Bar Association allows. And so, you know, we have all this work on our schedule, but
What, like it's hard?
what, like it is? It really is. So my first year, not so much. My second year was online. And so not so much,
Because
but then
we were in a panini.
yeah, in a, you know, panorama.
Yeah.
My final years when I met my friend Stacy, and she had a typewriter, and yeah, like, and I fell in love as soon as I used it. And you know, I was thinking about all the high school poems and projects that I
brought it back.
Yeah, and I had just put this off for, you know, so long. And so I started writing more, and the creative writing club, which I'm, you know, trying to get people to get involved with, but you know, everyone has a busy schedule. And then that's how I ended up applying for the writer's room. If I look back and, you know, tell my past self future advice, like we're in a creator studio right now. I just found out about this. They have like, you know, media things, they have 3D printing.
Yeah, like even the opportunities to cross-register. I've been able to take a poetry class. I've been able to take a class on the Harlem Renaissance, a class on autobiography and memoir. What's great about studying here, which again I'm not sure if maybe just I was ignorant of it or if it's not well publicized, but you can study at all of the different schools underneath Harvard, as well as study at MIT, Tufts, and maybe some other universities that I'm forgetting right now. And so you could study in the business school, so I think the Innovation Lab is part of the business school. You could study at the Kennedy School, like the Public Policy School. You could study at the college. There's so many great opportunities to expand your wings.
Is there any other advice that you wish you had known, or ways of approaching things?
I think fake it till you make it really is the way to go, because sitting in classes, because as I say, I come from the UK, so in the UK, I would say generally speaking, maybe this is different from other people's experiences, but generally speaking in class, people only speak if they have something to contribute to the conversation. But it seems at HLS that there's some people who just like to speak for the sake of speaking, but they say it with such conviction, like they'll set up and be like, and this is why it's like this, and everyone's like, and I'm like, okay. But then if you actually think about it, like it didn't relate to the subject matter at hand. So I think fake it till you make it is the best way to be, because there are a lot of people with hot air. And so you know more than those people. So don't be put off by people who seem overly confident when really, if you think about it, there's no substance to what they're saying. Thanks for watching.
If you have any questions, comment them below, and we hope you enjoyed this video.
Hope you all have a great day, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe.
and comment any questions you have about law school.